Hey, welcome back to another episode of memosgarageaz. It's 2021 and I have a lot of great videos lined up this year. I'm gonna try to post at least one or two a month. At least that's the plan. Hopefully I can get that done. Today, what I'm working on is I'm finally getting rid of the junky DC sports header. Those things have given me problems from like day one. So finally kicking those to the curb. Let's see what I got lined up for that. So here's the box, pretty long box. Maybe you can tell by now. How about now? Can you tell now? That's right. isrlongtubeheaders. Very nice, very impressive. So let's take a look at these up closer. All right, there you have it. Nice looking welds. Looks like access to the bolts that I'm gonna need. The top ones are pretty easy to get to. These bottom ones, the one back here might not be so bad. I might be able to do it from underneath. Down here, this might be, I don't know if it's this one or this one, but I should be able to access it either way. I like that when these companies make stuff like this, they're mindful about, you know, the installation, like where they put the tubes, so that it's, you know, it's easy to get to those studs and the nuts. But there it is. This is the driver's side. Everything looks good. Let's put this down. So this is interesting. It came with this hardware, and it's metal, which is pretty badass actually. Most headers come with those cheap. Let's see if I have one. This cheap style gasket, which I can't stand these. What I was gonna do was I was gonna put these OEM ones, but when I opened the box I saw these. I was like, okay, I guess I get to get my money back for these. Nice looking hardware for the two bolts up the back. It also came with these. I'm probably gonna end up using these. I did have some from C1 Motorsports. So now let's take a look at the old headers. I'm gonna use this one as a sample. Driver's side. And this sucker fought me all the way to the end. I couldn't get this nut out. I was trying to cut that out, trying to save it. I still might be able to save it, I'm not sure. I'm gonna give it a try, but if not, then I'll just have to go buy. I think the threads were starting to get jagged and I want to put it in like that on the block. But anyway, this is where I've had to constantly have this thing patched up. Here's another thing you're gonna need if you're gonna be running any type of long tube headers. You're gonna need these O2 sensor extensions. This company I think it's isrperformance. I'm not quite exactly sure how you say it, but this company sells them. They're made. You don't have to splice or cut anything. Just makes the install a whole lot easier. I'll put this in the description, and you guys can check it out if you're looking to do these headers. The other thing I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna wrap these. I'm gonna spray them with this VHT high temperature. It's basically ceramic coating paint, and I've been watching videos, people doing it. Doesn't look that hard. Obviously you have to prep really well before you do it if you want it to last. So I bought this wax and tar remover. So you basically use this to run on the header to get all the oils and, you know, fingerprints and whatever, since I, you know, have my hands all over it. I'm gonna use this to scuff up the surface so that this primer paint sticks on there really well, because, you know, everything, if you prep everything right, it should last for a long time. So what I'm gonna do 2 light coats of this, 2 medium ones after that. Same thing with this, 2 light ones, 2 medium, and we'll see how it comes out. I've never done it before. If it comes out good, great. If not, then, you know, I'm learning, and, you know, we'll learn together. So anyways, let me start prepping this for that now. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wipe it down with this, and I'm gonna scuff it with this, and then I'm gonna clean it one last time with this before I start spraying it with primer. Just an FYI, don't use a terry cloth. It leaves hairs all over it. Use these shop towels. You can find these anywhere. I think I got these on Walmart. These work better. It actually held up pretty good. Didn't tear. Anyways, let's start scuffing this thing. Okay, so I've been going at these for about an hour and a half, and I think when you start getting that brushed aluminum look, I think you're pretty much done. So in spots where it was tight, like in between these areas, I used some sandpaper. Okay, so there it is. They're cleaned. Few tips. Try to use some brake cleaner in these like hard to reach areas where the piping's really, it's a lot tighter, to try to get some of that dirt and, you know, grime or whatever from the scuffing and the, you know, cleaning. So same there, spray that there, and then do the final clean with this. And you obviously want to tape off the ends. Okay, and I think these are ready for primer, so that's the next step. Let's get to it. Alright, so I'm getting ready to spray the headers with primer. I'm going to do 4 coats, 2 light, 2 medium, and 10 minutes in between. So I have them hung on this coat hanger, and you know, I got wires on both sides. So I've been waiting for the perfect weather. You know, it's kind of windy. This really wasn't it, but I need to get this done. So let's get started. Okay, so it's been a couple days. These have been drying. They're completely dry now. Actually, one last look before I actually install them. This is what they look like in the sun. All right, let's see how many scratches we can, how many scratches we can avoid putting on this thing. This is gonna be mission impossible. Hey! Oh. What? Yeah? Before I keep going, I should have shown this first. I know it's gonna be hard to tell. Well, I think I did my valve cover gaskets like, I don't know, a little bit over a year ago. And they're already leaking again. So I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to replace the valve covers at some point. But in case you were wondering why I didn't wrap these, that's the reason why. Because if oil is already around where the main surface of the header, where the header meets the head, there's oil around there. So I know for a fact if I would have wrapped them and I would have mounted them, and over time it would have soaked up oil. And you know, I've heard stories of these actually catching on fire when they get really hot because of, you know, oil dripping on them. So I said no thanks. So this is why I did the ceramic painting. So in case you were wondering, that's why. You know, I'm sure there's gonna be people that are gonna come on there and say their wrapping's better, that you know, they won't catch on fire, yada yada yada. Well, when you do yours the way you want. I'm doing mine like this. So that's the end of that. But anyways, that's why. Let's keep going. Okay, driver's side header in. The nut way in the back, that one was like the biggest pain in the butt to get started. But once I did, you know, everything else was pretty simple. Combination of tools that I used, 1/4 inch, and this is just to get them in there snug. I'm gonna go in there later with this and just give it like one good, you know, because I'm not gonna be able to get a torque wrench in there, so I'm just gonna give it a good tug with this one, maybe 1 or 2 ugga-tuggas, as people like to say. So anyways, this one was good for some of the nuts. This one was really good for the one in the middle at the bottom. And so there's a tiny sequence which I got from the All Data DIY manual for our cars, and I'll put that on the screen. It's you'll see, I'll put the pattern that you're supposed to go when you do it. But so again, this one was good for the number 1. This one was good for 2 and 3. 4 is the one way in the back. I used this one, and the reason why I taped these because I was trying to deviate or minimize the amount of times that you know, I didn't want to scuff up the paint. I was trying to minimize that as much as possible, so that's the reason why I taped a lot of these, and I think it worked. So number 4, I think these are good for 5 and 6, with 5 maybe needing a little stubby extension to get to. So a couple of days have passed and I was finally able to get back in there. I got the passenger side header in. I have the extensions for the O2 sensors in. So there's both sensors, and I think I have everything routed pretty good. I got these tying up, those are tying, those 2 nuts are in. Let's see if you can see, there's the extension right here, and I have it routed as far away from the header as possible. Okay, I think I'm done. Hopefully I didn't forget to clip some connector or something. Anyway, so I'm gonna start it up. Need to show. There is like on the vehicle baking procedure. You're supposed to let it run for 10 minutes at idle, then cool down for 20 minutes. Then after that, you run it again for this time for 20 minutes, and then you let it cool down for 20. And then it says run under normal operating conditions for 30 minutes and let cool. So first start. All right, let's do it for reals. So it's the next day. Last night I finished the heat cycle. The last one was 30-minute drive and then let it cool. So I went out and did that. I didn't record it because I wanted to wanted to be more attentive of what was going on, keep an ear out, an eye out for things, watched all the gauges on the ECU Tech app. So I'm getting ready to go out I mean, I only drove it pretty normal because it said just regular driving for 30 minutes. So it's not like I went out and stomped on it. So really, technically, I haven't really, I mean, it sounds really good. And it sounds amazing. But anyways, you guys are here right now. So this isn't a true cold start because I went down to the gas station and came back. But let's go. Is when you're about 2800 RPM, but other than that, just cruising around, it sounds beautiful. It sounds really good. That's just normal driving, and now it just has this very nice, distinct exhaust tone. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It just sounds so good. Things I did notice that the paint, the ceramic coat paint already has started peeling. So somewhere in the process I didn't do something right. I don't know if it was when I was spraying it outside because the temperature was in the low 60s and it was a windy day, or I don't know. I think I did the heat cycle on the with the car. Obviously those headers are not gonna fit in any oven. Nobody's got no pizza brick oven laying around where I can stick those in. So you know, it is what it is. I tried it, at least, you know. Like I said, you know, sometimes things don't always go the way you want, but you know, at least I can say I gave it a try. But anyways, here we go. First gear. This thing freaking moves now. It just takes off like a bat out of hell. And it just sounds so crisp. It sounds like a race car, like a GTR, whatever you want to call it. These, you know how these motors make that distinct sound, but now it just sounds so much crisper, and the acceleration is so much better, way better than before. When you downshift, it just sounds so clean. Like I don't know how else. I know it's probably not coming through the camera, the mic, that well. I don't think I can expect anything better that sounds better than this. I don't want to mess with it anymore. Try to put resonators in there. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I think it sounds great. It's loud when I need it to be, but it's also mellow and thing before I go, I wanted to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to Daniel Shoup. If you don't know who he is the current NA G37 quarter mile world record holder. I believe he ran a 12:54, but I'll leave his profile, his Facebook profile in the description. He's got ISR headers and he's done a bunch of things to his car, and so I've been kind of asking him and picking his brain, and he's always taking the time to get back to me, which I greatly appreciated. Really cool guy, really wants to help people out, and he's shown me some love. So thanks again for all your help, Daniel. Once again, I greatly appreciate it. Now back to the final thoughts. Just so you guys know, I'm filming this on the new GoPro Hero 9, so let me know how the footage looks. So basically, you guys drop in the comments, let me know what I could have done different with the headers. Obviously the paint is coming off, so you know, I tried, didn't work out this time, but maybe somebody out there can, you know, in case I ever do this again in the future, or for somebody that's looking to do this in the future, they can read the comments. That's pretty much it.